Are we back? Hello? Hold on. Hold on. Ooh, wrong one. Hold on, let me see. Let me check my Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. Are we back? Hello? Balls. I'll take that as a yeah. For some reason, it completely stopped on, yeah, I don't know why that happened. That sucks. Did you deep throat the mic? I mean, I brought it closer to my face because it has the tendency to, like, I feel, like, further than I actually am. Yo, Tokyo, who comes up with these names? Now, where were you on the day of the murder? Well, that morning I came to the studio at 9. We worked through some action scenes until noon. Rehearsal was to begin at 5, but I was a little tired. So after lunch I took a nap in my dressing room. Then I woke up, it was after 5. I was late for the rehearsal. I hurried to the studio and found everyone looking shocked. They arrested me on the spot and brought me here. So he was sleeping the entire afternoon of the murder? Some action hero. What will the kids think? I think I should probably check out the scene of the murder. Right, Global Studios. I'll draw you a map. Oh, Nick, let's go. I'm willing to bet $10 she asks for her autograph. Alright, studio main gate. October 16th, Global Studios, main gate. Fuck was that? Wow, so this is where they make the Steel Samurai show. Awesome, aren't you excited? Hey, you there. Old bag. You want in, you gotta go through me. Killer. Kill! Oh, sorry. We were, lawyers. Oh yeah? Well, that's great. I'm security. It's my job to make sure that gawkers like you stay out. Gawkers? Gawkers. Sightseers. Tourists. I know the type. I heard about the incident and came to snoop around. Youths today. Something horrible happens in a boat. Oh my god, what a chatterbox. What is he going on about? Nick? Will I grow up to be like her? Please say no. I don't know. It's possible. Hey! Listen when you're being spoken to. Youths today. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Hey, no touching. An overhead map of the studios. Right from here is the employee area. To the left, the actual film studios. The main entrance to the studio. There's a big scene here yesterday with onlookers pressing up against the gate. Old bag, more like, yeah, boomer. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A chatterbox. Chatter boomer. Looks like a studio van. They probably use it to carry around film equipment. Looking for the trees. Oh. Security guard station. That's the security lady. Must like junk food. There's a mountain of it in the desk there. You can see the computer that runs the security cameras. Oh. Time to interrogate this old bat. So what do you do here at the studios? At Global Studio, we make children's dreams come true. Are they Disney? In fact, in my younger days, what, in the fucking Great Depression, World War II, 115 years ago? No, you were a star? Only a little twinkle between the stars here, I'm afraid, dearie. Wow. This place has really gone downhill, you know. But 10 years ago, now that was a studio of dreams. Hammer was a big star back then, too. He was. Hammer? The victim, dummy. The evil magistrate. He's been reduced to playing villains now. Not exactly the best material to work with. Bro, villains are really fucking good. I mean, I'm not sure how good villains are in cartoons. But yeah, in kids' shows. I mean, that's even a bad statement, because there's Plankton, Dr. Doofenshmirtz, Robbie Rotten. Like, villains are, like... Why is she downplaying playing the villain? Like, villains are fun. Some shows and movies, they're even better than the hero itself, so why does it... You can tell she's out of touch. Can you tell me about Mr. Will Powers? He's not a bad kid, but don't be fooled by his mask. You wouldn't want him... Oh my god, I gotta sneeze. Oh god. Oh god. Ooh, is this a false alarm? Fuck yeah. Like, bro, the Joker's cooler than Batman. Fucking... Doofenshmirtz is cooler than... I don't think Doofenshmirtz is cooler than Perry the Platypus. It's probably the only exception. You wouldn't want him on the silver screen without it, believe me. Little old ladies watching would lose their lunch. It's probably why you thought that Steel Samurai was his big chance. What do you mean? Bro was a hunk. Why is she downplaying the looks of of Will Powers? No one thought he was capable of doing what he did to poor Jack Hammer. You don't know for certain that Will Powers is guilty. Oh, I get it. Will Powers? Willpower? That's funny. Like, willpower, that's funny. Powers? Of course he's guilty. And Jack Hammer. Harry Butts, Jack Hammer, Willpower. They're really clever with their naming. How do I know? I know everything. That's my job. Mr. Hammer. What kind of person was Jack Hammer? Or the fucking Goldberg? The jackhammer? Or like the construction equipment? What kind of person? Oh, if only you knew. Jack Hammer will live on in many hearts as the ultimate action hero. His derpy little face. He was simply dashing in the Dynamic Samurai series. Should I have heard of that? There was an incident during filming 5 years ago. He got an unlucky break after that. Reduced to playing the villain on a children's program. Again, that's not a bad thing. Plus, it seems like he was the main villain, wasn't he? So he obviously had, like, one of the leading roles, so I don't know why that's such a bad thing. What's more, I heard they were paying him in peanuts. It's enough to make you cry. Why are you so certain Mr. Powers is the killer? I was standing right here yesterday. I was here from 1 in the afternoon to 5 when they found the body. Now the studio where the murder took place is left of here. So if you want to go to the studio, you have to pass by me. Only one person went by here between 1 and 2:30 when the murder took place. And that person was Will Powers. Objection! He was asleep in his dressing room. Yes, I saw him. But Mr. Powers says he was sleeping in his dressing room. Oh, I'm sure he would say that. He's no fool. He was the only one that walked by. He's the killer. You can bet your biscuits on it. But there was a whole crowd of people by him. When they found his body, there was a whole bunch of people surrounding... Okay. Is it about time for you to be heading home? There's nothing to see here. Move along. Actually, we're here at Mr. Powers' request. I thought you were suspicious looking. Show me a letter of request, and maybe I'll just let you in. This lady here thinks she owns this place, obviously. Doesn't, like, everybody fucking do that? They think they own the joint. These people are fucking entitled shitheads. Should be skinned alive. Hello, how was the studio? They all think I did it, don't they? No, not at all. Isn't that right, Nick? Right, not at all. At worst, you're a suspect. Sniff. Mr. Powers, you aren't hiding anything from me, are you? What? No, I'd never do that. Earlier, you said you were sleeping in your dressing room after lunch. Yes, like a baby. But the security lady says she saw you that day. She says she saw you heading towards the scene of the crime. What? That's not possible. I really don't know what to say. I was sleeping, I promise. Mr. Powers, if you want me to help you, you have to tell me the truth. I'm new to this lawyer business, and I need every advantage I can get. I know, I'm sorry. Snip. But I swear to you on my mama's grave I was sleeping. Maybe the security lady only thought she saw me. What did she see? He doesn't seem to be lying. About the security lady probably did it. I'm about the security guard at the studio. In the studio. Oh, the security lady? She's terrible. She called me suspicious looking. I mean, you're kind of dressed like that. Yeah. Actually, she said the same thing to me before. Take off that mask, were her words, I believe. She sucks up to all the big wigs at the studio. But let her see you stumble once and she'll never let up on you. Grr, she's got some nerve. Do you think you could write up a letter formally requesting my representation? Of course. Oh, my jaw. Okay, Powers request. Document proving Will Powers' request for an attorney. I just hope this will get me past the security lady. Wham. Have a look at this. It's a letter of request from Mr. Powers. Yes, I recognize the bold, childish scrawl. Powers' request given to the security lady. To think he would entrust his faith to youths of such unreliable appearance. Really? Really? Anyway, you may pass. But only left from here towards the studio. No going to the right, that's the employee area. No one allowed inside, pal. Or my instructions. The good detective told me himself. Hey, Nick. Huh? There are maps in the security guard station. Hey, not bad. Okay, so gate, dressing room. Those are 50 cents a piece, thank you. Oh, time to go, Nick. Damn, what kind of place does this take place in? A map for 50 cents? If that was America and today, that'd be like fucking $10 for a map. 50 cents. Guide map of Global Studios added to the court record. October 16th, Studio 1 entrance. Oh no, this shithead. Hey. Aren't you that murderer from the other day? Ah. It's that confused detective. Hey, pal, you know Prosecutor Edgeworth is all upset and it's all your fault. I saw him sipping tea and staring gloomily out the window. So? Hey. If he's depressed, it's all your fault for doing sloppy detective work. She's so real for that. Bristol wasn't kidding. Some of the soundtracks are banging. Yeah. It's gotta kill, man. Even the sound effects are fun. Oh, speechless. Detective? I think you hurt his feelings. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Well, I think his feelings are easily hurt. You're right, pal. It's my fault. I can blame other people all I want, but I know the truth in my heart. Hey, don't take it so hard. There's always the next case. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hey, what exactly are you two doing here? Well, you killed him. On this case too, pal. Huh? Hey, you can't just go around saying pal like that. That's my endearing character trait. I'd say he's a character, alright. Hey, there's a camera here. That's a security camera. It takes photos of people going to the studio. All you have to do is look at the data and you can see who went in. Who went where. There's a number plate on the camera, ST1307. That must be the camera ID number. I hope they don't expect me to remember that. I'm a little bushed. Maybe I'll take a short rest here. Hey, good idea, pal. Detective, aren't you on the case? Well, yeah, but... Hey, us detectives get tired of standing around too, pal. The studio mascot. I guess it's a monkey of some kind. That's a monkey? Well, what kind of monkey has a nose like that? What kind of monkey looks like that, period? He's holding a sign in his hand. Right to Studio 1, left to Studio 2. What's up with that thing? It looks kind of busted. Oh, the wind was pretty strong yesterday and the head broke off. Of a statue? Shouldn't it be like in one piece? I don't know. Took down the tree with it too. The One Piece. The entrance of Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. Hey, it's locked. Looks like you need a card key to get in. It makes sense that they would want to keep the non-employees out. Oh. Wait, what? Detective Gumshoe, what's down the path to the left? Looks like a tree fell down over the path. Oh yeah, it's kind of dangerous. You should stay out, pal. There's nothing down there anyway. That's where Studio 2 used to be, they tell me. They don't use it now, though. That's suspicious. Why don't they use it? That's just dead space. There's a big welcome sign above the path. Yeah, apparently the studio's fallen on tough times. They've started letting people in on days they aren't filming. They make a bit of extra money by charging for admission. Huh? You sure know a lot about this place, detective. You know, you could always quit being a detective and work here. Yeah, and what perfect timing with the studio mascot down for the count. What's that supposed to mean, pal? We want to see you dead. We're gonna kill you. We hate you. We're gonna kill you. We're gonna skin you alive. Okay. I think that's everything to investigate. So how's your investigation going, detective? Well, it's... Hey, I can't tell you, pal. Nick. Maybe you need to be a little more indirect with your questions. Right. So, detective, mind if I take a look at what you got? What I got? Autopsy report, the latest version, if you please. Right. Sorry about what happened last time, pal. Jack's autopsy report. Time of death, 10:15, 2:30 p.m. Cause of death, pierced through the chest by a spear. Why was Mr. Powers arrested? Simple, pal. The murder took place right over there in Studio 1. Now, the victim entered Studio 1 at approximately 1 p.m. At that time, there was no one other than the victim in the studio. According to the autopsy report, the time of death was 2:30 p.m. Only one person went to that studio between 1 and 2:30. And that person was none other than Will Powers. No one else, pal. If you think I'm lying, ask the security lady at the main gate. Like, if that's true, anyone would think that Powers did it with that kind of evidence. Thanks for cheering me up. About the security lady. Oh, that sweet old lady. What a charmer. Huh? Are we talking about the same person? When I showed her my badge, she gave me a donut and some coffee. I remember what Powers said. She's a sucker for authority. She even gave me a piece of valuable evidence. What? What kind of evidence? Well, photo. The photo of the steel samurai heading towards the scene of the crime. What? Who took that? See the camera up on the gate, pal? The gate? You mean the one with the welcome sign? Yeah. Whenever someone walks by, the camera automatically snaps a photo of them. Oh no. Nick, he has evidence. We're finished. Funny. For someone with hard proof, he doesn't look too happy. What's wrong, pal? You seem down. Don't look so happy when you say that. Oh. I'd like to ask the employees here some questions. Sure thing, pal. Go wherever you'd like. Of course, you're not going to find any clues I haven't already found. Ha 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 ha. I'm glad someone around here seems to be enjoying themselves. Nick, let's go. We've got a free pass to the place. Now's our chance to check things out. Alright, so we need a key card or some kind. Nick, look! That security lady is in the guard station, stuffing her face with donuts. I guess all cops like their donuts. Yeah, and they're soft enough she doesn't need teeth to chew them. That is so foul. That is so out of pocket. Fucking did her dirty. Fucking gummy. Hey, you. Well, are you satisfied Powers is guilty yet? Irk. She had to make my life harder by giving that photo to Detective Gumshoe. Why didn't you tell us about the security photo, ma'am? Hmm? Oh, that? I just thought it would be more thrilling to talk with the detective himself. These things are important, you know. Oh, just to the left, here's the gate with the camera that took the photo. It's my job to check photos every day, you see. This guard station is in a central position. No matter where you go, you pass by my station first. Now, poor Hammer, he went to the studio just before 1 o'clock. The murder happened right around 2:30, see? The only one I seen go through here between 1 and 2:30 was Powers himself. The security camera got a good look at him, too. If he's not the one what did it, I don't know who is. Maybe it was you? Hahaha, good one, Sonny. Thinks I was joking. Was the victim Mr. Hammer a popular actor? Oh, he was the biggest star in the studio. Was, past tense. Oh yes, he was great as the bearded samurai. That too, yes. He's shown the brightest back in the day. Making a star like him play the evil magistrate, it's a disgrace, I tell you. Hammer took it pretty hard, and who can blame him? About the security camera. Oh yes, the camera. It's automatic. It can tell when someone walks through that gate, see? And it snaps a photo. Apparently it records the time when it takes the picture too. But I don't bother myself with those details. I just view all the photos on the computer over the security camera station. Wait. She doesn't bother looking at the timestamps? So Will Powers could have gone at a different time than what she's claiming? I check him every day before going home, I do. Employee area. October 16th, Global Studios employee area. Nick, this is where they do all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Hey, look, there's Powers' dressing room. No one's here this soon after the murder, I guess. Let's take a look around. A window in the dressing room. The glass is frosted, so I can't see inside. There's a sign by the dressing room door. Will Powers, it must be neat to be the star to have your own room like this. The door to the dressing room. It's not locked. Hey, Nick, let's take a look inside. Maybe we can find something as a souvenir. What do you mean, find? You never know. There might be something like a samurai spear? We don't need a spear. And that's the murder weapon, for crying out loud. She's so right for that. Remains of yesterday's lunch were scattered around. Everybody was probably too shocked to clean up. There's a T-bone in one of the plates, minus the steak. T-bone steak. That would have hit the spot. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a second stomach just for steaks. What? She's so real for that. Oh my god. What must be the storage room? That's where they keep all the film equipment. Wow, Nick. You know a lot about the industry. What else would they keep in the film studio? I missed some of this. Yeah, not a lot. I've only been going for like a half hour, maybe. If you need like a rundown of what's going on, Will Power, which is such a funny fucking name, is being accused of murdering Jack Hammer with a samurai spear on a kid's TV show set. And there's this fucking old lady that won't shut the fuck up and calls us slurs because we dress differently. That's just about all you miss. Let's see, cola, candy, chips, gum. Huh? It's so normal. I was expecting some cool theme snacks or something. Popcorn, at least. Wait, look. Samurai soda. Nick, try this. Ladies first. Samurai soda. Where the fuck do we find the key at? Interesting. But I wonder what song Crescendo was talking about. I'm sure just like all of it, honestly. Ooh, dressing room. October 16th, Global Studios dressing room. Power's dressing room. So this is where he was sleeping. Or at least this is where he claims he was sleeping. No one actually saw him taking a nap here, did they? Right, and there's a picture of him near the crime scene. I hope he's telling the truth, for his sake. There's some regular suits and among the costumes here. Those must be his own clothes. It'd be fun to wear one of the costumes. I'd say you're already wearing one myself. It's locked. Looks like he doesn't open his window much. I guess it's kind of dusty outside. Looks like someone here was Looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here yesterday. There's a bunch of snacks on the table. They must give these to the employees. Some tea and cookies. Oh, that would smack. Nick, I'm hungry. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a separate stomach for sweets. How many stomachs does this girl have? Bro, she is so real, though. Will Powers, my goat. Yeah, I hate that hag, but I wonder what song Crescendo was talking about. Day before my birthday, October 16th. This must be Powers' bag. Hey, don't open that. Look. An employee key card, that must be Powers'. It says Studio 1. Let's take it, Nick. Borrow it, you mean borrow it. Card key for studio employees. Grants entry into Studio 1. I wonder what else is inside Powers' bag. Stop that. My partner, the thief in training. There's a vast array of cosmetics here. Oh. This is the wig he used in Samurai Boogie Woogie. Nick, try this on. No. How could you tell his name of a show just by looking at a wig? I, kinda like samurai movies. Kinda. They always have mirrors like this in dressing rooms. See, my hair is still nice and spiky, just how I like it. Alright, I think that may be everything in this room. Yeah. About, like, any of these, like, little drawers? Nope. Alright. Now we use the key card here. Entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. I wonder if this car key we borrowed from the dressing room will work. It opened. Alright, we're in. She's way too happy for someone visiting a crime scene. This case is actually pretty cool. Yeah, I like it so far. CJ, yeah. The final case for this game was my favorite. Alright, we'll see. October 16th, Studio 1. What is it? You're really real quiet all of a sudden. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? That's white tape. It's so surreal. Well, the evil magistrate did die here. And the steel samurai killed him. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me. Look, a ladder. You enjoying this game? Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I didn't think I'd like it because, like, I don't know, like, I guess whatever this type of game is called, it's kind of like a simulator style game where you're just talking, but I didn't think it was going to be that good, but I mean, I checked it out and I'm having fun with it. I like it. In your opinion, red apples are overrated? Aren't most apples red? I feel like there's only like a small handful of apples that are like green or yellow. Look, a ladder. That's a step ladder. So, what's the difference? You stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Right, sorry. This girl is out there. Now look at the camera. That must cost a ton. Yeah, so don't touch it. Oh, it's heavier than I thought. Hey, you, no touching that. Sorry, my partner's kind of, you know, no, I don't know. Who are you? Who, me? I'm an assistant here. Womp. I help with props and stuff, moving them around, ordering new ones, etc. Or lawyers representing Mr. Will Powers. Oh, you're WP's people. WP? Oh, Will Powers, WP, I get it. I don't envy you guys one bit, but do what you can for WP, okay? He never hurt a fly. He has to be innocent. Don't worry, leave it to us. Wow, look at that camera. That must cost a ton. Yeah, so don't touch it. Oh, it's heavier than I thought. They outlined where Jack Hammer's body lay with tape. His body was found still inside the evil magistrate costume. I guess that's why he had part looks like the helmet. Funny, I expected a spear stabbing would have leave at least a few bloodstains. I guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. Hey look, that's the chair the director sits in. I always wanted to sit in one of these. Hey Nick, take a look at that. One of those black and white boards they clap at the start of the filming. And look, megaphone, a real live megaphone. Ready, Nick? Action! This girl is more trouble than I thought. What's this? That's for reflecting light. They call it reflecting screen or something like that. The assistant holds it during filming. Huh? What? Where's your enthusiasm for all things entertainment? The lighting is fine, but I want to be the director, or maybe the Steel Samurai. I think she's being serious. I think that's everything to investigate. Oh. Looks like the backdrop for the stage. This must be used in the Steel Samurai show. Of course, that's the mountain, Neo Fujiyama. Doesn't the Steel Samurai take place in old Tokyo? Can you even see Mount Fuji from there? Not old Tokyo, Nick. Neo old Tokyo. Oh, right. Alright. Let's interrogate this little bitch. The day of the crime. Did you tell me anything about the day of the murder? Yes, I was in the studio the whole day. I was the only assistant on staff that day, you see. Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studio isn't doing well right now. And yesterday was the only rehearsal for our action sequence. Oh, I see. In the morning, we went through the action sequences in the employee area. Oh, that's rough. Okay. WP and Hammer were there, along with everyone else. The employee area, that's where Power's dressing room is, right? Yes, that's the place. After eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1, and I saw WP go into his dressing room. I didn't see either of them after that. Did you know that Will Powers was sleeping in his room? No, I wouldn't go in there unless I had some urgent message for him. I mean, it's his private... What kind of girl do you think I am? What kind? No, I'm sure you're a fine girl. I'm sorry. So much for getting a confirmation of Power's alibi. What do we do, Nick? We haven't found anything. If WP is the only one who came to the studio, then he has to be the killer. They even have a photograph. Sorry, I know you're busy. Not really. Actually, there's been something bothering me. Aha! That's what I'm talking about. A clue. A lead. Well, I don't know about that, but that day, just after noon, I sensed someone was here. You sensed? Yes, several times. Some other studio employees, maybe? No, I don't think so. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run-through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling it was someone from outside. Really? But wait, if someone had to come in here, wouldn't that security lady have noticed them? Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry I don't have any better information better than that. No, thanks. That helps us a lot. Anything helps. Let's go put that security lady on the spot. So you sense that someone other than the regular film crew was in the studio? Other day going, Crystal. How is the Crystal doing? Are you feeling any better? From Crystal, got hit with the Black Plague for like the last 2 weeks. I don't even know if he's recovered from it. Yes, I think. I think doesn't cut it in the witness testimony. Nick, what about the security lady? If someone else came to the studio, she must have seen them. Let's go put this bitch on blast. October 16th, Global Studios, main gate. What, you're still here? Really, you look as though you've seen a ghost. What? I saw that suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times? Sure as can be. Well, we have a witness who thinks there was someone from the outside here that day. What? Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me? Eek. Don't tell her. Don't tell her. Alright, you better tell me, and tell me quick, you spiky-haired cretin. Don't tell her. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, eh? You were just talking to the assistant in Studio 1, you dumb bitch. Her. She's not even a full-time employee. You're gonna get that poor girl killed, man. All you youngins are like that now. Oh my, okay. What a chatterbox, I ain't reading all that. She left. Well, Nick, this is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. What the fuck is that sound? Is that a bird? Maybe we can take a photo of Powers with that computer. Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? Oh, fuck yeah! Okay, let's give it a try. You know how to work these things, Nick? Bruh. Looks like I just have to enter a few numbers. Let's see, first I need the date of the murder. Looks like the camera turned on at 1 p.m. that day. 1. That was when the security lady arrives at the guard station. Oh, fuck. Crescendo, do you... Crescendo, do you remember what the fucking number was on the security camera? Why the fuck would they... You know what? Should we just guess? Wait, it was 703, wasn't it? There, entered. Nothing happened. Maybe I got the wrong number. Maybe we should go look at the camera again. Or can I just guess? Alright. Fine. That is such a stupid-ass fucking thing. 307. Bruh. Alright. So it's 307. There, entered. Hey, I printed out the data for that day. Let's see what we got. Okay, so there's jackhammers. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? Wait, that's supposed to be Will Powers? Where's this spiky hair? That dude's bald. Well, he's the one who always wears that suit. I guess. That's why the security lady thought it was him. They don't even have the same hair! I would imagine the detective was that happy with the photo as evidence. Something's printed on the back. Huh? October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day? Nope, that's the only one in the computer. Taken at the gate between the entrance and the studios, October 15th, 2 p.m., photo 2. Tired and I left for a sec, tired and drunk. He's so real for that. Hey, Nick. I'm drinking Diet Cola. Not Coke, not Pepsi, Cola. Gotta support the independent businesses. Drive on that condition. Yo, yeah. Honestly, drinking sounds really fun right now. Not gonna lie. Can't we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. We'll put that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. Hey, that's what I said. Anyway. Let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So are we done for today? I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea of who the real killer was. Maybe it really was the security lady. Why were the pants too long? Alright. October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Was that 2 days later? Oh, this shithead again. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Fucking Edgeworth, this cocksucker. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in the Studio 1 of Global Studios. Is it possible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime? The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I'd like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call the most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Gumshoe. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the courtroom. Yes, sir. I'll explain it with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did some run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. Security lady that works at the studio was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station is the gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there was only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. And after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead later that day at 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. Well, that's a big gaper. See that shit? You can put like a fucking coin in there. I guess a spear was driven through it. Time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case, in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? Skip it. I think I could probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. Oh, medieval. Samurai spear. The spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. What are those? The way he said that when he pointed to, which is like so fucking funny, it synced up perfectly. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. This bitch. Will the witness declare her name? Aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. You can just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. Oh, there she goes. Objection. Objection. I object to the witness talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was getting the good part, dearie. God, who does Edgeworth reminds me of? He reminds me of somebody. I have no idea who, though. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. The witness was stationed at the main gate of the day of the murder, correct? Yes-y, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. Sure is one hell of an old bag. Witness's account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through since that morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 o'clock p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Witness's account. Ooh. I'm back. Gotta go grab something. Alright. Witness's account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. So up until that point, anyone who wanted could go into the studio. Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. We need an employee key card to get in. Right, the key card that I have. So what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studio who arrived at the guard station? Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. A run-through? They were working out of a scene between the Steel Samurai and the evil magistrate. And they got the basics figured out by noon and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to the studio in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there in the afternoon? Well, I had some errands to run that morning. What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. No, I don't know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers, observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run through. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor Hammer? Poor old Hammer? No. Yeah, he was already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. I was at the main gate from then until 5. So you were watching there the whole time, no breaks, not even a second? Of course, I'm a professional, you know. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, Whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time, Whippersnapper. Whippersnapper? Well, the windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see? Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? How did you know that? Oh ho ho ho, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for this job. Even Edgeworth is like fucking, poor Detective Gumshoe getting ratted out by a security guard. Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. or 2 o'clock, you're sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Really? You should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. So you saw Mr. Powers? That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again, it was him. It was Powers, that man right there. He was heading towards the studio. And that's when we flashed this bad boy. Let me get this straight, old bag, or Ms. Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Ms. Old Bag. Is this Mr. Powers? Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone could plainly see that it's Powers, right? No, they can't. Even... I mean, I hate this motherfucker, but even he's just like... This fucking bitch is, like, dumb as shit. They don't even have the same hair. Like, fucking... Powers has, like, a fucking lion hair. This dude is bald. Did bro just grow hair? Bro shaved his head to avoid the cameras, and then grew it back in a day. Just to avoid getting charged with murder. Edgeworth is so real for that. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, do you not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers? Nosy old man. Bro, you're probably older than he is, man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please take all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He even gave it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's gone. Bro, Edgeworth is so real. If you've ever worked at a store anywhere, dealing with like old people is so insufferable. Like, they are so like senile. It's uncanny that they can even get dressed by themselves, let alone like do shopping or anything like that. Like, some of them are, like, mentally deranged. I mean, I'm not taking shots at old people, because, like, I know some old people that are, like, cool as shit, but then there are some that you're just, like, you look at them, you're just, like, how do you even get dressed in the morning? How do you feed yourself? Windbag over here is one of them. Let's hear about your proof, then. The man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. Yeah, it feels like I have to yawn, but nothing is coming out. Good so far. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his legs, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained it. So he had sprained his ankle. But it was a picture, though. I'm sure he was lipping. Maybe he just tripped. You don't know that. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine your witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. Whippersnapper. Hey, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow, the up and up. Okay, here she goes again. Yeah, get her, Edgeworth. Mr. Wright. Please, for all of our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. That morning during the run-through of the action scene. Who was present at the run-through? Let's see, there was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai, and poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate, and me. That's convenient. And what exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then? I saw Powers trip and fall. Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I hope to make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better. I kissed it where it hurt. What? Would you fucking... That is so weird. Why'd you like... Ugh. What? Grown-ass fucking woman. Let's skip over that part, shall we? I want to see what fucking Edgeworth's fucking reaction to that. Like, that man's about to have, like, a mental episode. Where was the assistant, then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. His samurai spear, the murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Samurai spear, the murder weapon. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Apparently his ankle sprained pretty bad. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk. Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot. Okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there's one thing that bothers me, which is... Where's the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see Steel Samurai, yes? And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Hold it right there. We kept talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense is a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera would have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility, also. And allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Witness account. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else was there. If they had, I would have seen them. She's fucking old as shit to be a security guard. Like, what is she gonna do if someone actually breaks in? What if there's like a bunch of fucking like hooligans like fucking that break in and like trash the place? Like, how's she gonna throw them out? If she tries to run after them, she's gonna like pull a hip bone or something. So no one else went to the studio. That would have been the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? How do you know that? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studio for that was Will Powers. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite sorry. Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking, right. No one else was there. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1 p.m.? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had been, I would have seen them. Are you sure? The witnesses answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy. Edgy boy. Old Windbag sure has balls, or, well, you know what I mean. Old Windbag may have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. Alright, what do I have to work with? I have nothing to work with. Wait, when was this picture taken? It was 2:30 p.m. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. And when was this picture taken? Wait a minute. There's no duct tape on that spear. What if he presented it? Yikes. Alright, what if I just, like... Oh, so they do want me to do something. You remember what the detective said? What did the detective say? I know he gave me this autopsy report. Show him the badge like Burrito said. Bruh. Man, I don't fucking remember. By the way, why did Powers leave his key card? That is true. I could probably present that. Oh my god. We're gonna run out of fucking lives. No, we're just gonna save just in case. We're gonna lose. What do you think of the witness testimony? It's clearly or contradiction. I thought. That's enough. This court has no reason for the prolonged trial. Nor is there any need for more time in this the case for the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? I see plenty of room. It's still wide open, no? This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, guilty. The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. I want to tell you the answer by looking at a video. Maybe I'm like I don't have anything to work with. Wait, what if I flash the key card here? Yeah, you can look it up if you want. I have no idea. Fucked up. What? You telling me I should look up the guide? Or did you find a crust word? Ooh. What is this, episode 3? Hold on, I'm gonna cheat. Hold on. Uh... Okay, wait, it has something to do with the picture. I know that for a fact. Fuck, come on. You might spoil it. I mean, I didn't look for it a lot. It has something to do with the picture. Oh, that was it. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. The photo was taken by the camera at the gate for this studio, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here, I thought you didn't know that. Head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyway. It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th, really sunny. Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2. The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it was really the only photo? Order, order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1 but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access to the security... Only someone with access to the security lady yourself. Yeah. Watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes. That's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand things, newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help. Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Yeah, I'm snapping the whip. Whippersnapper. Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. Sigh. I see. Your testimony, please. The other person. You still in it, gamers? The other day after I finished my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. Another job? That's right. I check all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes. Do you back up all the security camera data? Well, they keep telling me to, yes. Those computers are just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that are suspicious looking, you see. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Well, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part. For the most part. This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second, didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside the... Well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain. I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So in the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the 3rd gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in the 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there, that makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Mr. Powers. Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go in the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in the security photo? How should I know? Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal this Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? Doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are you going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get it together. Right. If we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. There's still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for the verdict of guilty for the defendant of Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with this prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order. Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind, however. Be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great. If the stakes weren't high enough. So, who? Can I save? Let me save just in case. So, who is this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the crime? The assistant girl? The grade school boy? The security lady is mad sus. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Wendy Oldbag. Who? Steel Samurai's dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew that the morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There's only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper? Order. This is true, Oldbag. Oldbag? That's Ms. Oldbag to you. Ms. Oldbag was standing guard alone in the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the samurai costume that slipped into the Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right there. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some damning new evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? Prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. We're not giving Granny a break. The very same reason that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions that day. But why would you do something so horrible to Miss? Why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forgot that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy. The one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler, though. As you said, 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I saw that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? She's gonna throw a 10-year-old under the fucking bus? By the way, why did, fucked up. No. Let me see. You might spoil yourself a lot. These strawberries are good. Bro, he's got strawberries. Lucky. I just got a big dick and depression. And water. Boy is not the killer. Bro, she's willing to throw a 10-year-old under the bus. Have him served in jail. What? How could you be so sure? He's 10. Why would a 10-year-old kill him? Then again, he is a kid. She actually has a good point. The kid may actually receive evil magistrate as a villain that needs to be killed because he's the bad guy in the TV show and kids don't know better. They think that he's real. Owlboy is the same height as an adult. I mean, but that is a good point, though. Like, you imagine as a kid, you seen, like... Who's a villain cartoon that actually exists? Damn, who's like a... I guess, I don't know, Dr. Doom. If you're like a 10-year-old boy, and you're like, man, I love Marvel. I love, you know, the Avengers. And then you see somebody dressing up as Dr. Doom in public, you'd probably think, like, as a 10-year-old, oh, that's the real Dr. Doom. I gotta help the Avengers and kill him. And then you actually kill somebody. Oh, or is it to be nice? Or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day? Whippersnapper. I mean, true. I have proof. Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder. Oh god, can I flash the badge? Your Honor, murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The windbag, speechless. It's got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. And the prosecution will have to look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. A kid is not fucking bald. Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. Windbag wants to talk. Miss Windbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been on the studio that day. But if you're going to accuse me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. This old bag. It's crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. So you were told not to talk. That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. There were some other people in the studio on that day of the murder. Who are these people? Who are these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So, where were these people? The director is in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Well, if you don't look at the guide map, there it is. You go through the gate, and you go to the left. She's lying, because the day before that, there was a big gust of wind that knocked a tree out, and literally you couldn't even access the road to get there. It was too dangerous. The path where the monkey head has fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue your cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but... They said they had nothing to do with it, see? This old bag, this is a trial for murder. I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side. So, you got your bonus and you still talked? I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. I guess there's no harm in getting as much info as I can. Nick, I guess pressing her was the right thing to do. For an old windbag, she sure likes keeping secrets. Let's get as much information as we can. So they told me to just pretend that they weren't at the studio that day. So they were actually in the studio. Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. I'll kill this woman, I swear it. I feel sorry for Edgeworth almost. She really left him hanging on this one. If you're going to accuse me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Them? Who are these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director? Should have known something was fishy. Oh. Of course. So where were these people? I'd like to continue the cross-examination. Your Honor, we have learned that there are others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that as impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Old Bag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends this day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. October 18th, 1:04 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Really, it's nothing. Or should I? We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. You have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get the trial for cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been the old windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back then. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old windbag. I kind of feel sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studio. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks, guys. I think I might end it there. I mean, this was a pretty short one, clocking in at maybe like 2 hours, but I'm currently getting like a heat stroke. Like, literally, I'm like drenched in fucking sweat. I need like a shower and to like put like fucking ice cubes in my pants, and I'm fucking dying. My throat hurts. So, I think I'll wrap this up maybe tomorrow if I'm streaming tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm streaming tomorrow, but I'll finish this up my next stream, this episode. But I'm gonna end it right there. I hope everybody has a good night. Again, shout out to Crescendo for using this cool ass fucking little picture thingy majiggy. And I will see you gamers whenever, possibly tomorrow or I guess since it's midnight tonight or Saturday, either or. But I'm just having like a heat stroke. I feel like I'm gonna die, so I will see you gamers in the next one. Goodbye, smooch, good night, ciao, my little babies.